Hey everybody, welcome back. My name's Sam Cox, and today we're going to talk about a key part of running a successful dealership, and that's accountability. All right, I believe it's one of the core values every leader has to have. If you've ever felt like your team isn't truly owning their roles or certain tasks just are like slipping through the cracks, man, you're not alone, okay? Accountability can feel tricky, but it doesn't really have to be. The good news is this, all right? The good news is that a simple tool, you can create clear systems that help your team take ownership, hit their goals, and make your job as a leader a whole lot easier. Right? In this video, what we're going to do is I'm going to, one, explain what accountability frameworks are and why they work in the automotive world. Two, show you how to use some simple tools like RACI and OKRs to clarify roles and track progress. And three, walk you through a plan you can use to make accountability work for your dealership. All right, so let's get started here. First, let's make this simple. An accountability framework, man, it's just a system that helps you and your team stay clear on who's doing what and what happens next. Why is this important? All right. In the fast-paced world that we live in a dealership, it prevents confusion. Everyone knows exactly what their role is, whether it's moving aged inventory or following up on service leads. Right? It keeps everybody aligned. The whole team is working toward the same goal, like hitting your sales number or boosting your CSI scores. Right? And it builds trust. When people know what's expected of them, they feel more confident. And maybe even more importantly, for a lot of these people, they feel less micromanaged. So think of an accountability framework as a process. Trust the process. Just like how you manage inventory or track sales, it's structured, repeatable, and gets everyone on the same page. Okay, so before we dive into any kind of solutions, let's talk about why accountability sometimes breaks down, especially in dealerships. All right, number one, unclear roles. Who's responsible for getting unsold leads back into the CRM? Who's in charge of ensuring aged inventory moves off the lot? If roles aren't clear, tasks fall through the cracks, man. It costs everybody money. Number two, no follow-up. All right, maybe no one checks progress until the end of the month, and by then it's too late to fix anything. Number three, fear of conflict. Let's be honest, it's not always easy to have those tough conversations when someone isn't pulling their weight, but it's necessary. And number four, overcomplication. Sometimes we make things harder than they need to be with too many steps or approval layers. See if that sound familiar? Don't worry, it's fixable, guys. Let me show you how to simplify accountability with a couple of tools that work great for dealerships. The first tool we're going to talk about is called the RACI model. All right, RACI. Don't let the name intimidate you. It's actually really simple. All right, RACI stands for R, responsible, who's doing the work. A, accountable, who owns the results. C, consulted, who gives the input or the advice. And the I, informed, who needs updates. Here's an example, all right, for a dealership. Let's say you're trying to sell down aged inventory. Does that sound familiar to anybody? Right? R, the responsibility. The sales team makes the calls and closes the deals. Okay? Accountable, the sales manager ensures that the cars are sold on time. Consulted, the marketing team provides promotional materials. GM or dealer principal is kept updated on progress. You see how that works? Everyone knows their role, so there's no confusion about who's supposed to do what. Plus, it helps you follow up without micromanaging, right? That big word for decades everybody's talking about. I don't want to be micromanaged. Another great tool is OKRs, which stands for objectives and key results. This is the way to set clear goals and track progress. All right, here's how it works. Objectives. What's the big goal you're trying to achieve? Whether that's a monthly, yearly, what's the key goal, okay? And then the key results, the measurable steps to get you there. Let's deal with the service department here, okay? Let's say the service department set this objective: increase some service revenue by 15% this quarter. Key results, right? Maybe we add 20 new fleet customers. We increase upsell penetration by 10% and reduce missed appointments by 5%. All right, OKRs, they help your team stay focused on what matters most. And you can use this for any area of the dealership, whether it's sales, service, F&I, or even CSI scores. All right, now that we've talked about the RACI and the OKRs, let's put it all together into a simple accountability plan that you can use right away. Here's what you need to do. First, set a clear goal. For example, increase car sales by 10% this month. All right, use RACI to define those roles. Decide who's responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed. And then we're going to set some measurable key results using OKRs. For example, sell 15 more used units, increase follow-up calls by 25%, and run a targeted Facebook ad campaign. 4, we're going to track some progress, schedule weekly check-ins to see how things are going. And 5, man, we're going to celebrate those wins. When your team meets their goals, recognize their hard work. It motivates them and it helps them stay on track. All right, so here's your challenge for this week. Pick one key goal for your dealership and create an accountability plan using RACI, OKRs, or both. And if you're stuck or you need any kind of feedback, all right, let me know. Drop your plan or your questions in the comments below. I'd love to help make it happen. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week as we dive into more strategies for leading in the automotive industry. All right, let's grow together.